Hello people, we're Will and Gab, two French Canadians traveling with Jerry, our self-converted van. We made it home after our first 2 months trip and we're already planning for our next adventure. In the meantime, we're here to share as much insight as we can to help you in any way possible. Let's get to it!
Welcome guys to our first video of 2022. We're super excited to be back. So today we're going to be taking a look at the 7 things that we don't necessarily like about the van.
Yeah, hate is a strong word, but let's say everything that we would have done differently.
Yeah, so let's get into it.
First thing, our countertop without the sink is a bit too wide. So if we have a look at it, it is the regular size of your kitchen in a house. It's the cabinet from IKEA as well. So we couldn't really go with something smaller. It's nice to have a lot of counter space, but the thing is it doesn't give us much space between the two counters to walk around in the van. And I would have liked a bit more room to walk around and turn around especially. And we really don't need that deep of a counter. Even with the Coleman on top of it, there's still plenty of room, and yeah, the space between would have been nice to have.
Second thing we dislike about the van is that we don't have any toe kicks on our countertop. No, not countertop, or cabinets, yeah. Actually, I don't really remember when we bought it at IKEA if it like came with it or if we had to ask for it. Anyways, when we bought them, we didn't think of it, but when we built them, it's like, oh, we don't have a toe kick. And at first you're like, it's not gonna be too bad. But when you work, it's like, yeah, you appreciate when you have a toe kick like in your apartment or in your home. And the countertop will be like shorter. So anyways, toe kick is the way to go if you can have one.
Third thing, our base cabinet mostly, but most of our cabinets are so messy. Don't underestimate organizers. So especially this one is a big mess because it's such a big space that we just pile things on top of each other without any separation. We want to maximize all the height, how deep the cabinet is, but then it's just a big mess. Everything falls apart as soon as you get into the cabinet. So we definitely need to build in some separation or have boxes and baskets to organize it way better. Same for some of the cabinets up on top, but mostly this big one, because we feel we can fit so many things in there, so we maximize it, but everything is just crumbled. Fourth thing we hate in the van, is how high our bed is. Because we were using like the metal beams on each side of the van, we fixed our bed really high. Well, it's nice to have all the storage from underneath, but the thing is, when you get on the bed, come with me, you cannot really sit straight. Like, you're always just leaning, and yeah, it would have been nice to be able to sit comfortably, just to have this space as a living space as well, so you can chill on the bed, play game cards and stuff a lot more. So yeah, it's a bit too high, and also it kind of gives a feeling of a smaller space. I feel like if it had been lower, it would definitely have made us feel like the van is bigger. So think about it. Storage space is a plus, but yeah, if you have like a lot of equipment, sports equipment, for sure you'll need a high bed. But in our case, we didn't need it, and we probably would have loved a lower one.
Alright, so I don't know which number this is, but anyways, that number is my cabinet. So we both have our own cabinets for our clothes. So Gab is on the left, I'm on the right because I sleep on this side. But when I open my cabinet, it doesn't open completely because of this wood plank that we put there to hide the red metal of the van. So we should have thought of that differently or built it differently, but anyways, when it's open, it's not completely open compared to Gab's one, which opened completely. It's a small detail, but it disturbs me a bit. And when we have our curtain closed, it just doesn't open. I'll show you, it just doesn't open. It's like, gets stuck right here. I can barely fit my hand. Anyway, so in the morning, it's a bit complicated to get dressed. So we should have thought of giving more space or building the cabinet a bit more to the left. I don't remember when we built it, why we did it there, but anyways, so just think of that.
What were you thinking?
I don't know!
So the sixth thing we would change is about lights in the van. It gets too dark. Could be a window, could be more puck lights, could be the electrical system for our lights, since those are with batteries. And the thing is, also with batteries, they quickly dim because the power in the batteries is fading. So they cannot be full power for a long period of time. And you really see how it affects you being in the dark. I mean, just to do daily chores, it's just really annoying. I like not having too many windows because we are it's private. I don't have anybody being able to look into the van. It's really good as well for stealth camping, which is something we were very conscious about. So yeah, we didn't want to have too many windows, but it would be nice to have some more light. Natural light would be good, or more artificial lighting as well. Yeah, so it's easy to fix, but yeah, it's a bit annoying.
So the seventh and last thing that we dislike about the van is not technically about living inside of it, but was about the van build itself, and something that was just a real pain to deal with, and that's our cedar slats and whitewashing them. So it creates a really, really nice finish. It makes our interior really bright and a little vintage look, but installing them, because the mistake we made is painting them before installing them. So by doing that, the tongue and groove had paint in them, so it was really, really hard to slide them one inside of another. So that was really a pain in the I know that Chris and Nicole had the same problem as well, and they tore everything apart to rebuild it. We just left it there and tried to deal with it.
Sanded it, actually.
Sanded it? Yeah. Okay, anyways, so yeah. So,
but yeah, we just kept going.
Yeah, we just kept going. Like, we're gonna make it. But it was really a tough process. But in the end, it's really nice. But redoing a van, install and then paint. Alright, so we came inside because it was getting way too cold inside of the van for the outro.
And stay tuned, because next week, since we talked about everything we hate, we'll get on what we love in our van, what we couldn't live without and wouldn't want any other way.
So like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and see you next week. Bye!